You're watching Van Buren County Basketball on the Eagle Network and BLTV Channel 6. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into Spencer, Tennessee. I'm Kate Simmons alongside Andre Tyler, set to bring you tonight's Van Buren County Alumni basketball game. Andre, I hope you're ready for a night of fun, because I know I sure am. This is going to be a fun night just to enjoy the sport of basketball and just let our teams warm up and get ready for the season and enjoy some of our team's history. So, Andre, are you ready?
Oh, I'm absolutely ready. I think this is going to be a great game. I'm a big fan of basketball, any kind, so it's awesome to see these the alumni come out here to play against our Eagles and Eaglettes.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and get started a little bit with some of our starting lineups. We're going to start out with number 44, the sophomore, Kara Mills. Next up, we have number 13, another sophomore, Ellie Grissom. Number 14, another sophomore, Addison Emery. A freshman, number 11, Addison Roberts. And another freshman, number 12, Abigail Netherton. Now, I know we talked about it a little bit before the game, Andre. You were talking about how much you looked into Kara Mills. Tell me a little about what you have been finding from your research.
Well, from what I can see, she is an absolutely great rebounder from what I've heard. Just excellent on the boards, going to play the right way, the way that I think we want our teams to play. Just fundamental, great inside play.
Absolutely. Kara has been a standout player and really helped out a lot during the postseason of last year. This team is very young and has a lot of potential, and that is certain. As you can see, pretty young lineup here, not a single senior on the starting lineup. And this is a team that I think has a lot of potential, but just because of that youngness of the team that we're talking about, they can bring a lot of energy and a lot of action to it.
That's exactly right. They've got plenty of young, spry legs looking to get some reps in, and I think we're going to see a lot of excitement this year, because with the young players coming in, we're going to see just some excitement. I mean, there's nothing else really you can say about it. It's going to be a great season, I think.
Absolutely. We are just about ready for tip-off here. We talked to the coaches a little bit before the games, talking about just some of what they expected for the season overall. They seem very excited and ready for a good season. They're cautious because they want their teams to play well and play discipline. Tonight is just a night to enjoy everything that's happening around the game. It's a positive atmosphere here, just playing with some old faces. Here we go, ready for tip-off. Kara Mills up against Greta Rigsby, the senior from last year, from the class of 2023. Starting off, alumni team, get started top of the key, early ball movement, over to Rigsby, now back on the top, gonna take an early three. Wow, what a play. Andre, show me what you saw there.
We just saw fundamental basketball, great playmaking to set up the easy open three. That's how you want to see the game played.
Early foul there, so the Eaglettes will go to check it in here. They're going to get their first chance at offense here, already starting on a little bit of a gap against a very well-rounded alumni team. Girls going to try to drive in, force back out. Ellie Jo now falls to the floor, ball is scooped up. Now on the quick drive, only one to sit down low. Goes inside, and Kara Mills is going to get called for the foul there, and it looks as if we will have our first trip to the foul line of the game.
That's not a bad foul in my opinion. It's good to just start off, slow the momentum down. Don't want to get too far down here.
First shot is up and will fall off the back of the board. She will attempt the second. Taking her time with it, both teams lining up. Lets it fly, and that one will go. 4-0 lead early on, early momentum. Let's see if the Eaglettes can capitalize and get some momentum going in their favor. At the top, going on that right side, tries to pass over the top, but Greta Rigsby is there. Andre, I'll tell you what, Greta already showing herself to be a force for this alumni team.
That's right, Greta has just the tremendous anchor to keep them in this game. Great three there. Shooting and some great defense, which combines for a great start to a game.
Yeah, absolutely. The Alumni team has come out shooting already. 2 threes early on and just keeps applying pressure on the offense. Let's see if the Eaglets can break through on the other side of the ball. Pass down low. Mills is going to get fouled this time. So it appears as if that will be counted for a shooting foul. So Mills will be heading to the line. We'll see the first trip for our Eaglets to the foul line. Let's see if they can get some points on the board. We were talking about it right before the game started. Mills is definitely going to be a force this year. Only a sophomore, and yet has flashed so much potential, as you talked about before the game.
That's absolutely right. And that first point right there is going to be big for the team. Just getting on the board can sometimes be all you need to spark a huge run.
Pass down underneath, but too many Eaglets there to stop it. Some really energetic defense I'm seeing right now. Over to the right side, collapses down low. Gonna swivel the ball back around, gonna try to start it back up. Another 3 shot and another 3 made. Wow, we are seeing some truly incredible shooting performance from the Alumni Eaglettes right now.
This is a 3-point barrage. They are tearing up the outside and playing with aggression and heart.
Passing it around now. Eaglettes still unable to create much momentum. They're gonna let one fly. They'll make it fly. We're just seeing a 3-point show right now. Let's see what the Alumni Eaglets can do to continue their momentum before the Eaglettes start to find some of their own. Just so early on into this game, only 2 minutes into this game, and we're already seeing so much offensive barrages from the middle, and Greta's not going to be able to make that fall. Eaglettes will recover. Pass way deep, down low, spins off of it, and getting swarmed now. Swarming defense, just has to lob one back out. Over to the corner now. Can they make the breakthrough? Has some room for the mid-range, and it'll roll off. Tough defense there from the Alumni Eaglettes, Andre.
Yeah, I mean, their defense is stifling. It is very hard to get by.
Let's see what the Alumni Eaglets can do. Loses the ball. Nice defense there to able to poke that ball free. Coming from behind, but collapses, but loses the ball anyways. So much action going on the court right now. Let's see, trying to pass out. Back up to the top of the key, has some open room, gonna take that shot, and that'll be another 3 made. We keep mentioning it. As we were saying, we keep mentioning it, just so many threes right now. As I'm sure you're gonna talk about, just consistently.
That's right, I mean, to put it simply, these teams cannot miss from deep. This is a wild shootout we're seeing.
Gonna get stuck down low. 4 Eaglettes down low. One trying to poke the ball free. That's Ellie Joe. Grissom. Greta rifles one. Rigsby rifles one across the court, and it's gonna be called for a travel there. So Eaglette's gonna take over. Let's see. They have a chance now to tie this game. We've seen some early momentum swings here, and it appears as if we're gonna have a timeout here. But as we were talking about, we have seen a few trends go ahead and appear in this game. The first one is the absolute beyond the arc barrage that we were seeing. And second off, we saw an early jump out from the Alumni Eaglettes, but as our Eaglettes got more comfortable into the game, they seem to be starting to turn those tides, Andre.
Yeah, I mean, to put it simply, we're seeing more shots out here than in the Wild West. This is a wild game we've got going here.
Absolutely. I like that analogy there, the Wild West. That's what it feels right now, especially if you're either one of these teams, honestly, because if you're the Alumni Eaglettes, it may have been the first time you put on a basketball jersey in quite a while. You know, you don't really know what to expect. You're not coming in with a game plan. And if you're your Eaglettes, this is your first chance for this year. You're not really trying to make a statement, you know. This is just a chance to get comfortable once again with the game and get back into your groove before the real competition begins. But the Alumni Eaglettes are not giving them any slack. They are making sure that they don't have any chances to be comfortable.
The most important thing is getting in a groove. You mentioned that, and that can be the real swing of the tide. Just getting in a groove, you know, they say basketball is a game of runs.
We will see if the Eaglettes have a chance to tie the lead, tie the game here. Shot taken, and it will. They will tie the game. Wow, what a turnaround we have seen from the Eaglettes. And the only field goals we have seen from the field have been beyond the arc. How about that? Ball's gonna roll out. And we're just seeing some really aggressive beyond the arc tactics here as the Eaglettes make some substitutions.
That's the way to do it. I mean, the three-pointer is king in modern basketball, so that's what we're going to see here.
Very true, very true. There's Lakeland Bolden, one of the Eaglettes' all-time best players. And now ball is free. Eaglettes capitalize after an ugly pass. Driving down the court, has one open, down the left side, and shot taken. I don't believe it. What incredible shooting we are seeing. Just on the offensive side of the ball, it seems neither one of these teams can be stopped. Just pure perfection. Another shot taken. That one will roll off, however. Eaglettes have a chance to extend their lead now.
We're just seeing the barrage here. We said it before, but I mean, these teams cannot be stopped from the outside.
Ball's poked free, no one to beat. One coming behind, now two. Don't think they're gonna get there, and that will roll in easy for a basket. So we've got a tight game here as we are just over halfway into the first quarter. If you're just joining us, our score is 13-12. And let's see if the Eaglettes can extend upon this newly found lead. And that ball will just slip out of the hands. Want to avoid those type of mistakes. Ball just came in a little bit too high. Ross unable to control it. Let's see now if our Alumni Eaglettes can take this lead back in what has been a topsy-turvy game. Going slow now. I think both teams need to relax a little bit, especially for your Alumni Eaglettes who, you know, you've been out of the basketball loop for just a little bit longer than some of these Eaglettes. You may want to save your energy, try to play a slower game.
Yeah, sometimes you need to slow the game down, but the Eaglettes are not letting up.
Oh, wow.
Another great shot. We've got some very hot teams here. They are on fire.
3-point lead for the Eaglettes. Ball is tipped free. Fight for it now. Leads to an opportunity down low. Unable to finish it, but gonna get called for some contact there. So once again, we'll be taking a trip to the line. Let's see if this gap can be closed. We have 2 fouls on each side of the court, and our Eaglettes are gonna take a timeout. So let's talk a little bit about some of what we've seen so far. As we've already mentioned, you know, one player that's really stood out for me is Ellie Grissom, who's made some of these threes for our Eaglettes. She looks like she can be a real difference maker on the offensive side of the ball this year. As we mentioned, Kara Mills has really made an impact down low and helped to secure that defense.
That's absolutely right. An important thing to this Eaglettes team is making sure everybody plays their role. And everybody is playing their role to perfection so far.
Absolutely. We talked a little bit, as I mentioned earlier, with some of our coaches before the game, and what they did mention to us is what they're looking for is a little bit of defensive consistency, not necessarily one or two players making all the difference on defense, rather just a team effort being able to secure what you need to do to be able to take that ball back, get those defensive rebounds, and make sure that ball stays in your possession and you're controlling the flow of the game, to put it simply. So we will see our trip to the line here. Let's see if they can get it done here on the line. First shot is up. That one will fall short. Free throws could be the determining factor of this game. We've already seen 4 fouls in this game, and I believe 3 of those have been shooting fouls. So, Andre, that could be the determining factor of this game.
Yeah, free throws are a crucial part of the game. Just 1 point can change the whole tide of the game. As we see another miss there, great offensive rebound, and another foul.
Another foul there committed by the Eaglettes. That is their 3rd of the game, and we will see yet another trip to the line so fast into this game. One thing that we do want to mention is the new foul rules that have been added to high school basketball. The fouls now reset after 5 every quarter. Well, excuse me, it goes to 2 shots from the line after 5 fouls, and then it resets every quarter. So a little bit confusing for some of those who may have been more familiar with some of the high school rules as we see that shot go in. Now, we will see the Eaglettes try to make something happen on the offensive side of the ball, which they've been very successful for as they've been getting into a roll. Pass to Gerald is intercepted through the contact. Now the Alumni Eaglettes will set up. Eaglettes playing strong defense. Lakeland Bolden getting around. Has some room underneath, but just 3 Eaglettes there. Poke the ball free. Shot is up, and it'll still go through. Alumni Eaglettes fighting through the adversity.
They're playing great right now. Very fundamental.
Grissom rifles it over to Gerald. Ball is fought for by Bolden. Eaglettes will maintain the basketball.
The Alumni are aggressive. They are not letting up.
I think they're trying to use that physicality that they have to try and overwhelm the Eaglettes. They've stopped relying so much on that 3 barrage that we talked about earlier, realizing that they have that physicality advantage and they want to utilize it. Fight for the ball is going to go in favor of the Alumni Eaglettes, just as we talked about, that physicality coming into play. Pass over to the right. Bolden against Gerald. Gets stuck, has to pass it out. Now Gerald, the mom, shoots it, and the fight for the ball. And it appears as if it'll be the Alumni Eaglettes ball after a little bit of confusion there. Not really sure at first whose ball that was. Alumni Eaglettes maintain. Now they fan out. Ball is easily intercepted by Netherton, I believe that is. Netherton going up and unable to lay it in. Rebound now. Another offensive rebound, and it goes through. So we just saw in that possession the importance of the offensive rebound for the Eaglettes.
Rebounding is a crucial part of the game. People don't realize just how important rebounding is. Can completely change the tide if you can get those offensive boards.
Ball is going to roll out. Eaglettes are going to take over. Alumni going to make a few substitutions here. One of those is Greta Rigsby, as we mentioned earlier, being a real difference maker. Just graduated last year in the class of 2023, and she is really making a difference for this Alumni team. Driving up the court now. Looks over to her left. Grissom fakes, now goes up back to the top of the key. Has some room, shot is up. That one's going to fall short. Rebound, and that one will roll out. Another offensive rebound. Gerald now, it's blocked. Gerald puts it up, and Gerald's going to make it happen. Wow. Over the past few possessions, the Eaglettes are just dominating because of their ability to get those offensive boards and give themselves second chances.
The second chance points are going to be the thing that wins them this game, I think.
It's appearing so that way so far. Shot is up, not going to go. Another rebound. They're just rebounding on all sides of the court. Foul committed there. Eaglettes will take over. 17.4 seconds left in this first quarter. Your Eaglettes lead the Alumni Eaglettes 19-16. Let's see if any momentum changes here as we close out our first quarter of action here. Swings over to the right. Looking, can't find anything. Eyes up on the left side. Gonna try to drive down low. That's not gonna work. Just shoots one deep, and oh my goodness. We are only one quarter of basketball into the season, and we've already got our first buzzer beater. How about that, Andre?
To start off the year with a buzzer beater is insanity.
Truly is. That was very impressive there. The composure to just sit there and realize that they had a chance to get some more points on the board. Notice the lax defense beyond the arc. I guess the Alumni thought that they might try to drive down low, but so they just had the composure to take that shot. And very impressive now, gives them a 6-point lead as we head into our second quarter. As we mentioned, fouls reset after every quarter now per new TSSAA rules. So, Andre, anything you noticed that you think is going to change the tide of this game that you saw in that first quarter?
That's my signature. I've said it 4 times now. Well, the most important thing for the Eaglettes is those rebounds. We saw a huge turn in the scoreboard right as the Eaglettes started picking up on the boards on offense. For the Alumni, I think the thing that's going to win this game is just try to keep hot from the three-pointer, because that's what started them off with such an early lead. So live and die by the three, I'd say.
Absolutely here. We're going to get started with our second quarter shortly here. We've already seen, as we mentioned, mainly a lot of threes. We've seen very limited field goals inside the arc here. Either all of our shots have come from the line or beyond that arc. And here comes our Alumni and our Eaglettes to start out the second quarter. Alumni will start off with it, seeing a little bit different rotation from the Alumni Eaglettes. Elite Eaglettes keeping it mostly the same. Here we go, starting off slow, scanning the court. Trying to get some action down low. Just gonna drive out. Now Lakeland will take it. Rigsby, pass it back out to Lakeland. Looking around now. Tries to drive down low. There's 3 defenders there. Rigsby swat, and that swat was able to mess with Rigsby's shot a little bit. Will go out of bounds. And that tough defense is gonna help out our Eaglettes a lot this year.
That was a perfect defensive play. I don't think they could have asked for anything better there.
Starting a new drive here, looking to expand upon this lead after going down early in a hole to some absolute oppressive pressure on the offensive side from the Alumni Eaglettes. The Eaglettes now have a chance to make a difference on the offensive side of the ball. Driving underneath, passes it off, and that ball is intercepted by Bolden. Gets a little bit confusing here because you have a lot of players on the court that are actually related to each other. You originally had Gerald and Gerald, the teacher, the former player, and then her daughter. And you also have the two sisters, Lakeland and Layla Bolden. So it gets a little bit confusing with all these names on the court. A lot of well-known players from over the years. Shot is up, and that will go through. Yet another three from, and now it looks like the Alumni Eaglettes are looking to turn on some of that early oppression back again.
There's absolutely nothing better they could have done for that three-pointer.
Eaglettes unable to answer at first, but they get the rebound. But once again, ball's intercepted. That is a trend we've seen. Eaglettes have been able, Alumni Eaglettes, excuse me, have been able to intercept a lot of passes, get a lot of those steals, and get some momentum in their favor. So it's a back and forth game that we have right now. Over the top, has a hole down low. Bolton's gonna have to pass it out. Now they have the open shot, and that will go through. Nobody is missing their shots. Everyone is playing out of their mind right now, Andre.
The field goal percentage has to be through the roof right now.
Another shot taken, another three made. I don't even believe this. Are we watching high school or the NBA? Because nobody will miss. I mean, this is just incredible.
This is like watching the prime 2005 Suns with Steve Nash run and gun 7 seconds, shoot a three and hit it.
I mean, that's what it feels right now. I love that analogy because it seems like no one can miss and everyone's just going back and forth as fast as they can. It's like a contest to see who can score more. And we'll see who will win that as the Eaglettes get started on another drive here. Taking it a little bit slower now, scanning the defense. Bolden slips away. Shot now on the right side. That one's going to bounce off the rim. Another offensive rebound there, this time from Grissom. Grissom's going to take her own shot. That one will not fall. Mills gets the rebound. Contested, and a foul is called. So the Eaglettes will maintain possession now. I'm interested to see the strategy here. It appears as if they're going for some sort of a four-corner strategy on the inbounds. Pass back out now. Grissom starting to stop at the top of the key and called for the travel. Second travel called of the game. You want to avoid those mistakes. Those mistakes can cost you.
Those are basic mistakes. They're simple. They're going to be watching those back later and knowing that they can fix them. Hopefully.
Absolutely. Good thing is, early in the season, plenty of time to fix those mistakes. Not expecting perfection here. Shot from the corner from the Alumni Eaglettes. That one's going to bounce off of the backboard. Fight for the ball is won by the Alumni. Shot is up, contested, hard shot. This time rebounded by the Eaglettes. Now going into a little bit of full court coverage, rifles it down low. Mills is unable to get a hold of it, and that will go in favor of the Alumni Eaglettes. So we've just seen a little bit of a change here on the defensive side of the ball for the Alumni Eaglettes, Andre. They look like they're favoring a more aggressive strategy.
That's right. I think a big thing that's costing the Eaglettes right now, and the reason why you're seeing so many turnovers, is aggressive passes. Very fast, very quick, and it's costing them.
Let's see what the Alumni Eaglettes can do on the offensive side of the ball to continue bringing the pressure. Still a close game. Shot is up. Hard shot, though. Well defended there. Grissom driving left side of the court, now swivels back over to the other. Ross underneath, and that ball is going to be deflected. Alumni Eaglettes have the physicality to shut it down. Now let's see what the Alumni Eaglettes can do. Trying to tie the game. Going underneath. Didn't have the leverage. Now passes back out to Bolden. Bolden now finds the open and just won't fall. Easy rebound there for the Eaglettes. So we mentioned earlier that it seemed like nobody can miss, but we've seen a little bit of a slowdown there on both sides of the ball on shooting. We've seen some open shots, but the shooting has slowed down a little bit. Andre, do you think we're going to see a little bit of a change here for both teams as they enter the timeout?
I think so. I think we are going to see them slow down a little bit. That fatigue starts to kick in, and you can't run back and forth constantly the whole game. It's just not possible. We're all humans. So we're going to see a bit of fatigue set in here, and we're going to see a bit of a slower paced game for at least a couple of minutes, I think.
Absolutely. I think as we head into this timeout here, that I feel as if we're going to see a little bit of a perspective change. Both teams have been trying to outgun each other on the offensive side of the ball, trying to continue getting shots beyond the arc to keep up with the other. But as the shooting slows down a little bit, the defense gets a little bit tougher. I think we're going to see that those pockets underneath that have opened up from where the constant barrage is from beyond the arc, I think they're going to start spreading out that ball a little bit more, getting some of those mid-range and down-low shots to really make a difference. And I think that whoever can capitalize on that opening the most, that will decide this game. So we will see here as our Alumni Eaglettes will start it off. Once again, trying to tie this game. Let's see if they can finally make that breakthrough. And what has been a topsy-turvy game. Passes it over to Gerald. Closely defended. Gonna pass it back. Bolden now. Can't find any room. Passes it back out again. Eaglettes just shutting down everything right now. Can't find much room to make anything really happen. Eaglettes are playing very strong defense. I've liked this change. I believe that was a 2-3 it appeared that Coach Sapp was running, and it was working very effectively. Shot is up, and that one will roll off. Another offensive rebound, and another one, and still unable to make the shots. You got to capitalize on those. But that being said, still, as we mentioned, loving these offensive rebounds, this physicality down low from our Eaglettes.
That's true. They're definitely playing more in the paint here and there, especially playing aggressive on defense. Great steal.
Shot down low. Oh, and it is sent out. Heads up play there from Lakeland Bolden to shut down the easy layup. Coming from behind, knocking it out. And now the Alumni Eaglettes will have a chance to set up here. Looking around. Passes it. A little miscommunication there. Is able to keep the ball in bounds. Nice play there to keep that in bounds. Shot is up once again. Oh my goodness, Grissom's made another one. I think I've lost track because I have on here that she's made 3 threes, but it feels like it's been a little bit more than that. She has been an absolute dynamic player. Bolden now searching around to the other side of the court. Looks as if the Alumni Eaglettes have changed up their offense a little bit. Trying to make that breakthrough. Passing around. Top of the key over to Gerald. And she's guarded by her own daughter playing with some physicality there against her mom. And fighting through, and contact made. It'll stay Alumni Eaglettes ball. And you can see Gerald go over to the sideline to the Eaglettes sideline after the play. This is just a very fun-filled game for both sides. Shot is up, and contact once again drawn. For two teams that are playing just for fun, they're playing very physical, Andre.
That's very true. They are not looking at this game. They are not looking at this game as just some kind of fun adventure. They're looking at it as an aggressive play-to-win basketball game, and that's what you're going to see early in the season.
Absolutely, and I think that if you're Coach Sapp, you probably appreciate that too, especially from the Alumni, because you're wanting an opponent that can get you ready for the season. We've already had 2 play days this year, just recently on one of the past Saturdays, to get some of these players ready, but you still want as much practice as you can to get some tough competition, so you love the physicality that you're seeing from both sides of the ball. Let's see Bolden here, driving it up, scanning around, gets the pick. Is not very effective. Passes over. Gerald has some room in the corner, and that one will go. Gerald, in her class, was a very effective shooter, and she's flashing that talent here. Let's see the play on the other side of the court. Down low, able to get that pass off. Now back out. It creates an opening, and nearly able to capitalize on it. Although that shot didn't fall, I'm liking the ability, the court vision that I'm seeing from the Eaglettes to spot the open player. Let's see here, going down low, unable to get that leverage that she thought she had, and travel is called, and just Eaglettes continue to play sound defense.
Eaglettes are really trying to get the stops here. I did love the 3 from Gerald, sorry. She may be a math teacher, so she knows how to count to 1 through 3 very easily.
Loving those analogies as we're seeing a tip down low, just physical nature, unable to break through, and shot is up from the mid-range, floated over the top, won't go, fight for the ball, and Alumni Eaglettes take over. And ball is poked free, Bolden able to maintain it. What an amazing play to keep that ball inbounds. Give her team another chance. Shot is up. That one will fall short, however. But I thought, I mentioned to it in the last half timeout, that I thought we would see more attempts to play down low. And we have seen that. We've seen both teams try to break through down low. But the defense in the middle of the court is just too fierce.
The defense is definitely more aggressive this quarter, and I think that the Alumni are definitely trying to continue to work the perimeter as well as try to open it up. Great bucket there
Another shot made there by the Eaglettes. Looks as if Bolden will just wind down a little bit of time here as we approach the end of our first half. Although if you're the Alumni Eaglettes, you want to get that final shot off and hope that, and set up a play that will create some points for you, because you want some of that momentum going to halftime. It looks like Bolden will try to make that happen. Shot bounces off. Alumni recover. Going down low, has the open player, but that pass is just a bit off. Physical fight for the ball, 5 seconds on the clock. Shot is up from Bolden, and it'll fall. And within 2 halves, we have nearly seen 2 buzzer beaters. We will head into halftime. Your score, 30-29. Welcome back from halftime, everyone. In our game between our Eaglettes and the Alumni Eaglettes, the score is currently 30-29 as we're, 30-20, yep, 30-29 as we're going to start back early. You're watching Van Buren County Basketball on the Eagle Network and BLTV Channel 6. Starting back early here for our Eaglettes, they're going to take an early shot from the mid-range. Fight for the ball is going to be won by the Eaglettes, and after a little bit of a contested shot there, Eaglettes will maintain. Already seeing some early competitiveness from these two teams as we saw in the first half, Andre.
That's right. I mean, these teams are just competitors, and that's a great way to start the season.
Absolutely. You want to see that competition, that fierceness, that drive. Shot is up from the mid-range. It's a no-go. Rebound by Rigsby from the class of 2022. We will see drive down the court now. Alumni Eaglettes will try to get their first possession started in the second half. Shot is up from three, and that one will just barely roll out. Fight underneath. Rigsby is surrounded by three defenders. Kicked back out to Bolden. Rigsby going to start it once again. Bolden now rifles it over. Swiveling it around the court. Has some open room from the left corner. That one is going to bounce off. Maintained by the Alumni Eaglettes. Now they're going to take one from the mid-range. Bounces off once again, but continuing to get those offensive boards. Finally, it is stolen, but a travel is called, and it's still going to be Alumni Eaglettes basketball. That is a major way to ensure that you stay in the game right there, is to just continue to find ways to keep the ball. That time of possession is very important. As we can already see, Coach Sapp's a little bit frustrated, Andre. He's going to call a timeout because he knows that controlling the ball is very important in a game like this.
They need to keep hold of the ball to start this game. The turnovers have already been a very early problem in this game for the Eaglettes, so if they can hold on to the ball consistently, they can get back into this and make sure that they can come out with the win.
Absolutely. The important thing is to find ways to keep the ball in your hand and also takeaways. As we saw there, you got to find a way to get those defensive rebounds. They were very successful with that in the first half. It appears as if, however, the Alumni Eaglettes have come out with a little bit more aggression underneath on the defensive side, on the offensive side of the ball, continuing to get some offensive boards. So we'll see if our Eaglettes will be able to adjust here. Inbounds from the Alumni Eaglettes will be started shortly. Just a minute into the third quarter. Starting slowly now. Kicks it left side. Two defenders collapse. Underneath. Shot is up. That one's going to fall off. Defense too consistent there. Driving quickly now. Eaglettes playing with some momentum. Shot is deflected. And Mills fights for it down low and just continues. Andre, I'll tell you what. Kara Mills is just a cheat code because that was incredible. Just continues to fight for her own rebound and just gets the shot that she wants and makes it happen. She is a cheat code for the Eaglettes offense.
She's got 3 boards already in the first minute and 30 into this quarter.
Shot now from the three. No good. Fight now heavily for the ball. They collapse on it. Eaglettes want it more. Will they maintain it? And foul is called. Eaglettes will maintain the ball. And they're they will take over. Eaglettes will take over. And now let's see what they can do. Taking it slowly, but Bolden steps up to challenge them. A lot of defensive pressure being exerted by Bolden. Can't find anything, rifles it back. Trying to set a pick, but Bolden is too clever. Shot now wide open from three. That's a no-go. And just being able to continually get those rebounds, not giving those second chances, that's going to be very important for the Alumni Eaglettes. Taking it slowly now. Lakeland passes it out, sets the screen. Shot is good. Alumni Eaglettes now have a chance to equalize this game, and they have 32-32. Shot is up, and that is good, and that's what we want to see more of, Andre, is just being able to go down low and float them over the top and take those easy shots.
To try to get the easy shot will be the way to win this game for the Eaglettes.
Let's see now, once again, slowing it down a little bit. A lot slower tempo for the Alumni Eaglettes to start out this game. Start the second half, contrasted with the Eaglettes, who have come out on the offensive side of the ball like a rocket. Substitution made, Gerald coming in.
We've seen a lot of hustle from Gerald this game so far. That's a great person to put into this game right now.
Alumni Eaglettes on the inbounds. Over to Bolden. Gerald trying to poke it free. Unable to poke it free now. They have a chance down low. 2 defenders there to shut it down, though. And I'll tell you what, this is what we were talking about. One of the goals that the coaches talked about for the season was to be able to play as a team on defense, and the Eaglets have achieved that and more to start off the second half, Andre.
It's been great. The rebounding and defense has been excellent for the Eaglettes, and if they can keep this pace up, they can secure this win.
Fighting on the outside, driving through, ball is poked free, and just now absolute chaos on the court. Both teams want it, and it appears as if it will be Eaglet ball. Man, what a sequence there for both sides of the court, excuse me. They both were just desperately fighting to try and take over possession. In a close game like this, every possession matters. Eaglets now trying to work. Mills sets the screen. Bolden gets around it. Ball is taken by Rigsby. 1 to beat. Can she go and do it? Oh, ball is poked free. Nice defense there from Netherton to be able to just go up and say, no, thank you, not today. Eaglets will take over once again in a close game. If you're just joining us, 34-32. Another timeout called, so both teams making sure that they are ready in their preparation. You know, in any game, you want to make sure that you're not getting off on the wrong foot, especially in a game like this that's so close. You want to make sure that you have the strategy to beat. And both teams taking that extra time right now, Andre.
They need some time to work over the game plan, make sure everything is in order to keep this lead that they have. It's a very thin lead, so they want to make sure to hold it as long as they possibly can.
Absolutely. Both teams just trying to outmaneuver one another, and both teams have done a very good job at that, is just continually being able to make adjustments for what the other team is doing. We saw some early aggression from both sides from the offensive beyond the arc, so both teams tried to collapse to the outside, but that created opportunities down low, and it's just been a back and forth battle. We will see who prevails here as the Eaglettes will start off with the ball. They'll take their time to get ready to get set up to extend their lead. This second half has been more on the technique side, less fouls than the first so far, as Eaglettes now has the screen, kicked over. Back over, that pass is just gonna go rogue, and when you're facing tough defense like that, sometimes it's hard to get what you want.
And I was going to say that we were seeing more disciplined ball this half so far, but we see a little questionable pass there, which is something that they'll definitely work on before the start of the season.
More physicality down low. Both teams just not wanting to give an inch. Substitution now. You're going to have to make a lot of substitutions in a game like this, especially, where both teams just continue to fight for every inch of the court.
Keep those healthy legs on. That's a crucial part of this game.
Fight, and it's taken by the Eaglettes. They continue to find ways to take away the ball now. As we mentioned a second ago, we were worried about them being able to take away the ball, but they've continued to find ways now as they made their adjustments to take that ball away. And now plenty of room, oh my goodness, and just a missed opportunity there. Not the best defense there from the Alumni Eaglettes on the inbounds. No one had her checked, just unable to complete the shot, but nice vision there to be able to take care of the opportunity. Shot is up from 3. That's not going to fall. Rebound taken. Shot over the top. And fighting down low is Netherton. Netherton will take it once again. Both teams moving quickly now. Back and forth. Ross kicks it over. Scanning. Stuck with not much left. Need a little bit of movement right now. Offense is going to try to reset itself, but you need a little bit of movement on both sides of the court. Passes over to Gerald. That's what you want to see. Gerald unfortunately able to capitalize on it. And now ball is poked free. Can they capitalize? Down low. Shot is up from the mid-range. Just unable to roll off. So we're seeing opportunities here, Andre, for the Eaglettes. Just unable to capitalize on the shooting, but they have the court vision right now.
They're like a baseball player out of his funk. Swings and misses here. Whiffs on the easy jumpers.
Absolutely. We're just not seeing either team be able to capitalize on offense right now. Kind of stuck in the mud. As we see working down low on Ross, just able to get around Ross. Physicality, that height difference was not in Ross's favor. We'll see if the Eaglettes can make a difference here. Still a close game, tied now, 34-34, as we wind down this third quarter. As we mentioned, it's been a very clean quarter. Over on the left side now. Unable to find much. Trying to work around it, going down low, underneath, floats it up. What a nice shot from Netherton. Just able to have the IQ to know that when she needs to go up with that ball, throws the defenders off. And she has really shown her ability early in this game, Andre.
A floater there, I would say, and that's key to, let me rephrase that. I think that should be a key to the game here, because floater can at times be an unguardable move. Getting directly over the defense, and we see it used very well there.
See another trip to the line now. Only the second time a foul has been committed by either of these teams in the third quarter. We'll see a quick substitution here for the Alumni Eaglettes. Current Eaglettes will keep the team the same. Make sure to stay tuned, as after this game we will have our boys Alumni versus boys Eagles game. As we see here, second shot not made. Ball is poked free though. Gerald recovers. Gerald backing up now, giving her team some time. Very disciplined to reset. Now they have the chance. Driving down low, ball is poked free once again. Gerald unable to capitalize after the quick pass. But the Eaglettes have just been harassing the Alumni all night. Just continuing to poke the ball free. Now they have a chance down low. And unfortunate there, unable to finish it. But they've just continued to poke the ball free from the Alumni.
That's very true. They're playing very aggressively. They're not making any contact on anything except for the ball. Good steals here.
First shot won't fall for Grissom. Another substitution for the Alumni. It's Molden. Second shot incoming here. Eaglettes want to make it a 3-point game. Every point matters in a game like this. Here's Grissom. Grissom's shot is up. That one will bounce off of the back. Gerald gets the rebound though. Gerald puts it in. Heads up play there from Kaylee Gerald to get to that ball and complete a play. No one was around her to stop her. Only one that down there fighting for it. Now Bolden from the side, and that'll just be too easy for her. That's the type of ability that Lakeland Bolden has, just the ability to take over a game whenever she wants.
I mean, how many times did we see that during that
And another three made. We might see something here reminiscent of the first quarter. If you all remember from the broadcast, early in the first quarter we saw a 3-point barrage. We might get something of that sort in this quarter.
If we see the team start to heat up like I think we are.
That shot will go cold as Netherton speeds down the court. 2 to beat, passes it over, and that one will just roll off. Both teams moving quickly now. They just got to hit those shots. They're both trying to gain momentum as we head into our final quarter of action here near the end of the third. Now the Alumni will slow the pace down once again, as it looks as if they'll try to take us to the end of the third quarter, try to get one more shot off and close this gap before we end our action here in the third quarter. Driving down low, floated up, but unable to go. 7 seconds on the clock. Ball is poked free. That'll stop the clock at 3.1 seconds. And if it happens correctly, Andre, we might see yet another shot near the end of the quarter. We saw a buzzer beater in the first quarter and a shot go in with 1 second left at the end of the second quarter. Shot is up. That one will fall short. Fight for the ball. And we won't see another end of the quarter shot here, as this one will go to the fourth, 41-36. So what are your keys here for both sides? What would you like to see from both sides of the teams as we head into this fourth quarter?
Well, as much as I love the run and gun game, I think everybody does. I think the important thing here is to play slow and methodical. Keep that slow pace, play heavy defense, crowd them, surround them, keep forcing turnovers, and that's how we'll see this game conclude, I have a feeling.
Absolutely. You want to be able to play that well-disciplined basketball that you want to see throughout the year. Of course, there's always time to have those explosive 3 shots, and when you're hot, you make sure you want to shoot. But I completely agree with you. You want to make sure that you're staying disciplined. And we know that the Eaglettes have the ability to shoot down low. As we've seen multiple times throughout this game, they're able to fight for those offensive rebounds. We've seen so many offensive rebounds from our Eaglettes. And we'll see if that trend will continue into our fourth quarter. Once again, if you're just joining us, 41-36 here between our Alumni Eaglettes and our Eaglettes. And we will soon have coverage of our Alumni Eagles taking on our Eagles after this. Now it is time to wrap up the fourth quarter of what has been a back and forth game where neither team has been able to really find a long-term advantage between our Alumni and our Eaglettes. Netherton will start off with the ball here to start our fourth quarter. She'll move slowly now, scanning the court. Mills calls for it, goes ignored. In the left side, Netherton has some room. Just going to take her time, and timeout is called already. Coach Sapp, you know that this is a friendly game, but he is making sure to take all necessary precautions to get them ready, Andre.
Well, if there's anything we know about Coach Sapp, it's that he's a competitor. He wants to win any and every game. He is here to win. He is not here to play games.
Absolutely, and that type of mentality has led them to some success. This team has a lot to go up against, as last year this Eaglettes team made it all the way to the Final Four of the state tournament. So there is a lot of expectations here in Eagle Land. People really want to see these Eaglettes succeed, and they know that they have the ability to. We talked to the coaches before the game, and one of the big things that they mentioned was that they want to be able to see that they know that we can win every game, but they also know that we can lose every game. So the biggest thing is playing with the right mentality and being able to overcome those obstacles. We will see Netherton here get it started. Once again, just scanning the court. Both teams playing methodically, as you mentioned they should do, as it's kicked back over to Netherton. Down low, Mills has the advantage, just unable to finish. I like the idea there, though, as they keep hold of the ball. Now, three-shot outside, won't fall. So they don't come away with points there on that possession, but very solid there. I liked the idea to wait until you got that opportunity down low, and they tried to take advantage of it, Andre.
That's right, they're working their way inside. They're trying to get those easy points under the basket and make some you miss some. If they keep doing that, it's going to work.
Shot there from the Alumni team goes for them. It's now once again a three-point game. Pass is over. Trying to work through 4 Alumni defenders there to shut it down, all in the area. Both teams just done a very good job of swarming to the ball when necessary. Gerald kicks it over. Not much there. All options down low, fail. Pass back out. Bolden now kicks it over once again. Now they're swiveling it around the court. Has some open room down low, gonna take that one up. Heavily contested though. As I just mentioned a second ago, I believe there was 3 Eaglettes in the area for that possession. Pass is deflected. Mills still retains it though. It goes off of the rim. Interesting there. And that one will go way off track. Fight for the ball now. Both teams just fighting through some chaotic energy right now. Not sure what's going on, but I'm loving it, Andre. Both teams just capitalizing on the chaos.
I would call this chaotic good basketball.
That is one of the ways to describe it, absolutely, because both teams just playing with some absolute fierceness. And we see the shot there from Gerald, not able to fall. But as we were talking about, both teams just trying to fight for every inch of the court despite the adversity. Shot is rejected there. Alumni Eaglettes take over. Once again, slowing down the tempo. It seems like every time we have a little bit of a tempo upshift, both teams try to slow it back down, collect themselves, and start back over from square one. Gerald, shot from 3. That one will fall, not fall, excuse me. Mills is the only one in the area to collect the rebound, and she has continued to be a rebound machine tonight. Down low, shot is up, not good. Mills fights for the rebound and gets it. And what was I just saying, Andre? Man, Kara just continues to fight down low.
That is pure hustle right there. You can't teach that.
Absolutely. Gets up close and shot from the left corner. That one will bounce off once again off of the backboard. I believe that's the 3rd time that's happened this game. Just some chaotic happenings in this game. just
Child
continued
running across the court.
chaos here.
The most chaotic thing that can happen.
Absolutely. So it's just been a very fun game for both sides. Both teams just continuing to have fun with it, because we've seen a lot of intensity, as we've mentioned, but both teams are just trying to have fun and enjoy this team, this history that is on both sides of these teams. That ball, just no one home to collect that. Ball will go out of bounds, and that will go in favor of the Alumni. So we're closing within 4 minutes of this fourth quarter, Andre. Alumni Eaglettes are down 5. What type of offensive presence do they need to bring right now?
Well, they're still trying to do what's helped them this whole game, which is work of the perimeter jump shot. As you see right there, it doesn't work there. They're starting to kind of lose their touch that they had in the first quarter. They need to make an important decision here to either start working it inside or continue to live and die by the perimeter shot.
We will see a timeout here called by the Alumni team, as they will take a second to regroup. I think they're realizing the desperation. While it seems to be only a 5-point game, in a game that has slowed down so much in terms of momentum on the offensive side of the ball, you need to slow down and think about it for a moment. You need to think, okay, how can we close this gap? Because a 5-point gap this late in this game could spell doom for the Alumni Eaglettes. So we will see what adjustments they make here. Both teams have done a very good job adjusting to the adversity, as we have mentioned.
They're slowly running out of time to try to make this comeback. They've still got 4 minutes. It's only a 5-point game. A lot can change in 4 minutes.
Absolutely, and we've seen that throughout this game. As we have mentioned, continually, it seems like one team might finally have a chance to pull away. At first it's been the Eaglettes, and then it's been the Alumni Eaglettes. But both teams just always find a way to crawl back into it, just playing with such passion. It really excites you. It's been a very good game, very exciting game, as both teams want to win it badly.
I'm having the time of my life.
We will see the Eaglettes start off. Netherton scanning the court. Not much help up top. Looking for a potential pass partner, but defense is just too strong. No one's open right now. Finally finds one who's open. 3 players down low trying to find the open shot down low. Not much happening for the Eaglettes, though. Alumni have made the defensive adjustments during that timeout to really give themselves an advantage. Eaglettes having to take their time. Mills finally finds the opportunity down low. Nice play from both players there. Finds the open opportunity, and Mills takes advantage of her physicality and just swivels underneath and makes it happen. Ball flies, and that won't go for Bolden.
That shot was insane. Very high arcing.
So once again, the Eaglettes will take over. Now it is a 7-point game after the nice shot down low from Mills. And we will see how they can close out this game. Shot goes up, and that might be the nail in the coffin as Netherton sinks one from down deep.
That is an absolute dagger. The unassisted 3 kills you every time.
Absolutely. I mean, what a play there from Netherton. Just the confidence to go up top and make it happen. And that will make it a 10-point game, as we mentioned. With just 3 minutes left, you're going to need some quick and decisive action if you're the Alumni to crawl your way back into this game. Foul is created there. First foul of this fourth quarter. I believe that's only the 4th foul of our second half. As we mentioned, both teams have really composed themselves on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball to stop committing so many fouls.
I'm seeing a lot of great defense from the Alumni here. I am loving this.
As you mentioned that great defense, the Alumni poke it free, 1 to beat. Oh my goodness! What a rejection by Netherton. Just said, no thank you, not today. And we see it on the other side of the court. Now Bolden's the one rejecting it. It's like Bolden is saying, everything you can do, I can do better. Man, and just when I thought this game couldn't get any better, we're seeing some real defensive output. Both teams just playing absolutely fierce. Andre, I can hear it. I know you love that.
I love a good block. I am a big fan of some slots, but I do gotta say, Alumni missing that 3's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt.
Man, what incredible defense we saw there. 2 blocks back to back. 8-point game, just under 2 minutes now. Ross trying to get through, but 3 defenders there. But contact is created. That's our second foul, both on the Alumni in this 4th quarter. And the Eaglettes will look to close out what has been a back-and-forth game in which they have finally gained an advantage. Another timeout called here, and if you're the Alumni Eaglettes, this is your chance. This is your dying gasp. This is your chance to make your last efforts to come away with this game.
This is my last resort.
We will see here. As I've continually mentioned, I feel like a broken record, but both teams have made the adjustments. Every call has been answered throughout this game. Starting at the top of the game, we saw where the Alumni Eaglettes came out with an absolute barrage on the 3-point. So the Eaglettes replied with their own 3-point barrage. And as we saw a second ago, the Eaglettes started off with an incredible block. So then the Alumni Eaglettes responded with their own incredible defense, their own incredible block down low. Both teams are just fighting back and forth to prevail. And we will see who will prevail very shortly, as this game only has 2 minutes to go.
Seems like the Eaglettes are figuring out any and everything the Alumni can do. They are answering everything.
Here we go. Cheerleaders getting fired up on the sidelines. It's getting loud in here. Passes over way on the other side of the court, trying to spin free from Gerald. Can't find much, not much help there. Finally gets it to Ross. Ross rifles it over to Mills. And another timeout called. And for this being a friendly game, both teams taking it very seriously, wanting to ensure that perfection is executed on this court.
An 8-point lead, a 20-point lead, any of it can go away in an instant. So you've got to make sure that you never let off the gas to make sure that you can get a win.
Never let off the gas. That has been the motto for both of these teams. As you'd think with this game, both teams would slow down in their velocity. While the pace of the game has slowed down, neither team has slowed down in confidence or in presence on the court. And look at this. Wow, that's amazing. This is how you know that you have a lot of just fun in this game. That's really what this game's supposed to be about, is just having fun between the two teams as the Alumni go over and try to get in the team huddle. But probably reliving those days when they were in the huddle for the Eaglettes.
A little bit of Patrick Beverly action going on there.
Eaglettes now trying to inbounds, has to pass it way out to Grissom. Now passes it back over. Ross over to Netherton. Netherton in the corner. That one's going to roll off the side of the basket. Rebounded though, scooped up, and that one is not able to be hooked in. And now here we go. Let's see what the Alumni can do to try and get their way back into this game. Fakes it over now to Bolden. Rigsby in the corner. Now they have a chance. Makes one miss. Nice play there.
That was a
Fakes
great
it.
fake.
You know, you'd think for this late in the game you'd want to be going for threes, but the Alumni Eaglettes knew that the Eaglettes would be trying to capitalize on that perimeter defense, so they just fake it and make a nice play. Nearly rejected there by Bolden, and they do come away with it. Another chance here. 6-point game, under a minute to go. Desperation time for the Alumni. Shot is missed, and that might do it. Only 50 seconds left. 6-point game. Pass down low, beautifully executed, and almost the perfect seal on the game. But I think that will just about do it, unless the Alumni have any cats they can pull out of their bag. Shot is up. No good. Gerald from the top, and we'll make it happen. We'll make it a 4-point game, but with 30 seconds left, they're going to have to play with some aggression. They do tip the ball there, coming up behind. Wow, you love the energy you're seeing from the Alumni here. Just continuing to fight for every inch, despite the score. Tips it free, and timeout is called. That's how you know that Coach Sapp is a perfectionist, as I continue to mention. 16 seconds left in the game, in a friendly game. But he says, nope, we are going to execute perfectly every time. I'm not going to let an inch slide on the court, because he knows that if he wants to make a postseason run like they did last year, they're going to need that perfection.
He does not want to lose no matter what happens. He is here to win this game.
And we are glad to have him, because he is that ultimate competitor. He's really shown some brilliance for this team ever since he's became a coach for Van Buren County High School. have continued to find success because of his unwilling attitude to lose. You love that stubbornness against adversity, refusing to lose, and we'll see if they continue to refuse to lose throughout this season and tonight. And team huddle will break as we have our last 16 seconds of action ahead of us. Alumni will head out as well. Eaglets have the ball. Alumni going to have to play some fierce defense and poke a few balls free to be able to make something happen here. Gets the pass off to Netherton, and they send out all the players. Oh my goodness. Well, that's one way of trying to win the game. Send out all your players. And we saw in the huddle, I don't know if you saw it, during our timeout, the Alumni team was talking to the refs. They were talking to them, and maybe they've talked them into letting this happen. What an incredible performance there. I mean, that's pretty smart. I mean, your only way of winning like this is if you have 10 players on the court, I guess. Going down low, fights for it. Ball will go in, 2-point game, but time runs out, and they're just going to let it run out. So it ends as a 2-point game. Your Eaglets take over in a 48-46 game. That was quite a bit of fun, a lot of fun here. And in a moment, we will have some Alumni Eagles versus Eagles action. Stay tuned on the Eagle Network. Welcome back, everybody, to Spencer, Tennessee. You're watching the Eagle Network on BLTV Channel 6. We're about to have some action here between our Alumni Eagles and your Van Buren County Eagles. Andre, what are you expecting for this game?
I'm expecting some defense. I actually think this is going to be a very defensive game through most of it, and we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. We saw a very exciting game between our Alumni Eaglettes and your Van Buren County Eaglettes there, as your Van Buren County Eaglettes came up with a close one, only won by 2. And I'm very interested to see the result of this game, as we have 2 very disciplined squads here, one coached by Coach Sullivan, and then there's the alumni team with some absolute stars of Eagle past, including 3 players from last year's team that helped carry the Eagles into a regional championship appearance. We'll go and talk a little bit about the starting lineup for your Van Buren County Eagles. Today we have Garen Lewis, Kason Sullivan, Ransom Lowry, Luke Tyson, and Caden Bass, and as well as Eli Scoggins. All of those are some of your most veteran players of the game. You have a bunch of seniors there, and then Eli Scoggins, one of your juniors who has been an absolute star ever since he stepped on the court for the Eagles. And I was really impressed by him. I bring him up because I was really very impressed by him in our play day just this past Saturday, where he very impressed me through 2 games. He was able to score on 3 levels, and when talking with Coach Sullivan before the game, he had a lot of praise for Eli because he talked about the offense being able to run through Garen and Eli. So when we were talking to Coach, what did you hear from him, Andre?
Well, what I heard from Coach is that we're going to see the offense run through Eli as well as Garen this year. It's going to be very focused on the guard play, and then the rest of the team kind of picking it up together, especially a big focus on offensive boards. We're going to see a lot of hopefully hustle on the glass, and that should hopefully result in a positive season.
Absolutely. Very excited for this Eagles season. Very deep team. We have 5 seniors on the squad as well as 6 juniors and a lot of freshmen and sophomores to round out the squad. This team coached by Coach Sullivan, who's been the coach for the Van Buren County High School Eagles. Very disciplined, been in this game for a very long time, and has coached many squads into state championship appearances. Last year, they were bounced out in the regional championship by East Robertson in what was an intense game. But one thing you can always be sure of in a team coached by Coach Sullivan, it is going to be aggressive, and they are going to fight down low, and they are going to stay disciplined throughout the game. We are just about ready for tip-off here for our Eagles versus our Alumni Eagles. What do you think are some of the keys based off of our last game in this game?
Well, last game we saw early run and gun from the Eaglettes and the Alumni. So I think, honestly, I think we might see almost the entire opposite to start off. I think we'll see a slow, methodical pace to start the game, and then perhaps afterwards is when we'll probably see more of a shootout and aggressive style.
Absolutely. We're going to run through a little bit of the starting lineup as we were talking about each of the players. Eli Scoggins, as I mentioned, a junior, has made an impact for the Eagles as soon as he stepped on the court. Then they mentioned Luke Tyson, one of the newcomers, but really impressed me in the play day. There's also Ransom Lowry, another senior who made a really big impact, especially down low, but also had a really good offensive perimeter presence. Kason Sullivan, another senior that was just announced over the PA, been a very impactful player, all-around type guy. He's really your small forward of the group, always locking it down, whether it's on the offense or the defense. And then rounding out the squad, Garen Lewis, who has just been one of the incredible stars of this team throughout his tenure, and looks to lead his team to a win against the Alumni Eagles, and what hopes to be a fun game.
And something I think is good to watch here would be the 3-point shooting from Garen and Eli, as both of them last season shot over 300 threes combined, shooting over 40% on those. So we should see a lot of big threes from those 2 that could change the tide of this game.
Here we go, tip-off, Alumni Eagles win it. Cade Mills winning it for them. Ball is tipped straight off the back, and you can already tell this is going to be very intense. Eagles bringing a lot of pressure, going up high to make the defense. William Holland shoots it, unable to fall. Mills down low, fights through the contact. Wow, already some incredible pressure being emanated by your Alumni Eagles.
And I think the Eagles, that was great defense from them. They did everything they possibly could to stop the perimeter shot and didn't account for Caden inside. We might see a lot of plays like that, but how successful it will be each time, I'm not sure.
Mr. Basketball, Caden Mills. He was Mr. Basketball for the state of Tennessee when he played. Incredible player, and it's going to be really hard to guard tonight. As you see there, ball is tipped. Mills will drive to the court. What a pass down low, and quick points. And like we said, the offense that the Alumni continue to bring is incredible. Now Lewis going to ease off, waits for some commands from his coach. Back and forth, gets the screen over in the left corner. Underneath now, Sullivan's going to have to get rid of it. Lewis makes a man miss. Now they have an opportunity. Sullivan can't go up over the top, so he's going to have to pass it back out. Has no one to pass to. Lewis in the corner. Lewis's shot will not fall. Rebound now from Tyson. Ball is tipped free, and now the Alumni have a chance to make it a 6 or 7 point game.
They're coming off to start very hot in this game, and we are seeing a lot of aggressive play from Caden Mills.
And we see Lewis fighting down low. Nice pass underneath to Lowry. Nice execution on the offensive side of the ball. And that's the type of spark that they're going to need to stay in this game. And that's what you're going to want to see all year. Just quick and decisive action against some really physical teams that the Eagles will see on their schedule.
That is a great play to get this game started. That is absolutely how you want to start off this game. And if they can keep that sustained, it's going to be a good game for the Eagles.
And there it is, Barry Austin making it happen. One of the older players on the squad, but not to be messed with there. Nice play from him down low. Scoggins just going to shoot over the top. That one will not fall for him. Underneath, Sullivan is going to take a hard hit, tried to go up over the top. Still draws the foul and will head to the line with a chance to close this gap.
That was a very aggressive foul.
So Sullivan will take 2 from the line. As we mentioned, as we expected, both teams are playing with some absolute ferocity right now. I mean, both teams just seem like they're playing angry, and we are already seeing some substitutions here for the Alumni Eagles. That's one of the things. Both teams, you'll notice, are very deep here, so we'll see quite a few substitutions throughout the night, keeping players fresh. One thing I do want to point out, as we see Sullivan make the free throw, is William Holland in his Toon Squad uniform. I'm loving that. As we mentioned, these Alumni games are really just a chance to have some fun with it, and we'll see if these teams have some fun tonight. That ball will bounce off of the knee and will roll out.
That was actually an off the backboard, lob. They just missed the backboard.
Yeah, just unable to make that happen. So let's see if the Eagles can capitalize here on offense. Lewis back out now, shot over the top, unable to get their threes to go so far. We're hoping to see some offensive production from Guerin and Eli. As we mentioned when we were talking Coach Sullivan pregame, he mentioned a lot about that this is an offense that starts at the top with Guerin and Eli shooting from beyond the arc. And then those other guys, they got to work for those offensive rebounds. They got to work down low to get those second chance opportunities. Here comes Scoggins now, trying to get it over to Lewis, not gonna go. Now he gets his chance. Lewis will reset top. Lowry now working, has some room in the corner. Tyson unable to make it fall. Now Lewis recovers. Lewis working. Sullivan unable to get a hold of it. Fight for the ball. Who's gonna win it? Tyson gets it. Lewis now. Resetting. Over to Scoggins. Scoggins in and out. And that ball will pop free. You can't see those type of mistakes. Sullivan gets the rebound. Ball poked free. Eagles shoot a 3 and make it happen. Andre, what we saw there was a masterclass from the Eagles. They just kept finding ways to keep hold of that ball, and they were rewarded for it.
That is a perfect example of turning mistakes into a good play regardless of what happens. When the play breaks down, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep hustling.
Mills with a nasty interception of the ball is going to get fouled, and he will head to the line as it is now a tie game. And now we're going to see 4 substituted on for the Alumni team. So a completely fresh look, and we'll see if that gives them a chance to continue applying this pressure. Because the thing about these games, and what we noticed in the girls' game, was that while the pressure was especially fierce in the beginning, as time went on, players got tired, and we saw a little bit of an easement, more focused on the strategical elements. But with clean substitutions like this, Andre, we might see a continual pressure throughout the game.
You got to keep your rotation moving. You can't keep the same thing over and over in a game like this because it's going to break down eventually, so you need to keep things moving.
Here we go. Mills on the second free throw. Fight for the ball as it goes through. 2-point lead for the Alumni team. So Lewis will try to get his team back on top of the table as he will take the inbounds from Tyson. Lewis taking it slow now, scanning the defense. Ball is poked free into the corner, and that mistake will lead to the Alumni taking over. We're seeing a lot of players, I've spotted a few players at least right now from last year's team. Ethan McCoy and Caleb Lawson, 2 impact players for the Eagles last year who graduated and now playing for the Alumni side. McCoy working top of the key, rifles it back over. Stuck in the corner, 2 men guarding closely, manages to get out of it. That ball nearly escapes McCoy, but now he gets the screen, rifles it over, shot is up, will go through cleanly, and now we're seeing some more offense heat up once again.
That was a great play, in my opinion. A lot of great ball movement there. That's what you're going to see out of the team.
Over to Tyson. Scoggins will take it once again. Just going to take his shot. They give him the room, so he takes it, but still unable to find the bottom of the basket. They'll back up a little bit, give themselves some room. He nearly pulled that. He was thinking about pulling that from way deep. Instead, they'll go for the shorter 3. Lawson fighting down low, but will fight through the contact. Nice play there to fight through it, and that'll send him to the line. Repping his old 42 from when he played last year. A lot of familiar faces for Alumni.
It's because they're Alumni.
And now the Alumni looking to make it a 6-point game after the first missed free throw. Looking to put this one away as soon as they can. That seems to be their game strategy, is to try to put this away as soon as they can. Deep pass to Tyson, gets tripped up but manages to hold on to the ball. What a heads-up play there. Fakes underneath Bass. Now working underneath, Lowry gets it underneath the Bass. That ball's going to be tipped free though. Had a nice game plan, just unable to execute with such tough defense from the Alumni. Lewis going to poke that ball free. Lewis manages to corral it. Now down low to Tyson. Tyson puts it up. Beautiful fast break play from the Eagles.
We're seeing some great play from Tyson here.
We definitely are, as we'll see if the Eagles can clamp down on defense, find a way to change that scoreboard in their favor. Slowing down the tempo just a little bit as we're getting near the end of the first quarter here. Swiveling it around, just trying to find an open man with minimal effort, but not enough motion to really get that opportunity. Just going to take their time and give themselves a chance to rest. Finds one in the corner. It's opened up and it's no good. Fight for the ball is won by the Alumni. Lawson with a gorgeous play. I mean, beautiful execution to fight through and send him to the line for the and one.
That was a picture-perfect play. The offensive rebound to the tough inside layup. You can't get much better than that.
We'll see 2 substitutions here. We see Bryson Mooneyham, the junior, and one player I really want to focus on, Callan Sullivan, the freshman, who has really made an impact, really impressed me on the play day. First came out a little bit nervous about his impact on the court, but really found his footing near the end. And I think he'll be an impact player for years to come for the Eagles. He'll get his chance right here as Lewis will start top of the key, followed by his buddy Scoggins. Lewis rifles it over to Sullivan. Callan Sullivan now has to pass it right back. Lewis now backs up, evaluates, passes over to Scoggins. Scoggins searches the court, nothing happening right now. Sullivan gonna take the 3. Sullivan nearly makes it happen, but that's what I was talking about. Although that shot didn't go for him, as we see the fight for the ball, Callan Sullivan, despite being a freshman, has the confidence to shoot what he thinks will go.
You need to see confidence out of a young player like that. That's how you develop a great shot.
Let's see here. McCoy rifles it back out. Now another open from deep three. Won't go. And fight for the ball results in falling into Lewis's hands. Now moving quickly once again. Eagles love to move quickly. Rifles back over to Lewis. Callan Sullivan has some room. Bryson Mooneyham's shot is up. Just bounces out. Bass unable to get the ball, but it'll stay in Eagles' favor, I believe. As Eagles need some offensive momentum here, down 15-8. Lewis searching over. Finds Sullivan deep at the top of the key, who will search around, trying to get something going on offense. Scoggins thinks about the three, instead dumps it off to Lewis. Shot is up and will go through cleanly. That is the spark that the Eagles need.
And once Guerin gets that three-pointer going, there is nothing you can do to stop it.
What a quick pass from McCoy. Won't go for him, though. I don't think his teammates were ready for it. And now the momentum is changing. Despite both teams still playing very aggressively, I do believe that the Eagles are starting to find their groove, and we'll see if they can continue to capitalize on that as we enter the final minute of this first quarter. Lewis passes it over. Now it's over to Scoggins. Back and forth. It's like a circus. Lewis is up, and it'll go. And there will be a timeout. I believe a timeout. Yep. Excuse me. No, there was not a timeout called. The net got messed up a little bit there. As we see our Eagles are really finding their footing on offense, Andre.
Guerin Lewis is hot like a parked car right now. We are seeing some beautiful play now. 2 straight threes, pretty deep. That's what you want to see.
Absolutely, bringing the energy on offense. 6 fouls combined between the two teams through this first quarter. Continuing to see a lot of aggressiveness. We'll see if they can key in on that. As McCoy drives down low, says, I don't care if there's 4 men in the way, I'm going to go for it. Doesn't work for him that time, though. Ball passes just a little bit off. So the Alumni will get it right back with 26 seconds left. Just going to shoot another 3. If you're the Alumni, I think you need to stop over line on those deep threes. Just taking too many, and they're not falling for them. So 22 seconds left on the clock in this first quarter, as we will see if Lewis can make anything happen. Scoggins now evaluates, finds his man. It's Mooneyham, and Mooneyham makes it happen under 10 seconds. Let's see if the Alumni can take back this lead before the end of the first. Ball goes flying out of bounds, and that ball is called in favor of the Alumni. I believe a little bit of confusion here on the sidelines. Refs talking it up with the Alumni Eagles. The Alumni Eagles will maintain. 4 seconds on the clock. They got to move quickly. Just going to chuck one deep with 2 men in his face. Nearly makes it. Man, what a shot that would have been if he made that deep 3 with 2 players right on defense. But as we saw, Andre, trend from the first quarter, while the Alumni got off to an early start, the Eagles were really able to key in off offense and find their footing beyond the arc.
That was a late drive right there, and a couple deep threes is what changed the momentum and swung it in the favor of the Eagles. This is a game. We have a game on our hands.
We absolutely do, and we will see if that trend continues. You know, I was talking with some folks before this game, and I was talking about what do you think the chances are for the Eagles? And despite such a disciplined team, you know, some of them showed a little bit of doubts just because of the pure talent that's shown on this Alumni team. If you think about it, some incredible pass players that have led them to state tournament runs, including guys like Caden Mills, as we mentioned earlier, Mr. Basketball for the state of Tennessee. I mean, that's a pretty fierce competition, but I think that our Eagles have answered in kind and really flexed their talent.
I think they're really showing that we have a chance to make a big run this year. Luke Tyson has been very good for us, and Guerin Lewis with the great, once he got his rhythm down, I think it became a lot closer of a game. And now we've got a big momentum swing going into the second period.
One thing I do want to point out as we start off the second quarter, one substitution was made for the Eagles, and that was Ty Measles, a freshman, I do believe, who, if you look at him, you may not realize it from watching on the screen, he is a tall guy. I mean, I'm like 6'2", and he's taller than me. He was one of the tallest guys on the team, only as a freshman. As we see Luke Tyson fight down low, but as we start in the second quarter here, I think he can be, Ty Measles can be one of the big guys for future to come that can really make an impact. And I think a lot of these new guys can make an impact. You were talking about Luke Tyson. What are some of the other new guys that you've seen, whether that be Caden Bass, Luke Tyson, Callan Sullivan, Ty Measles? Who do you think has been making that impact?
We're definitely seeing some out of Tyson. I think Caden Bass will make a really big impact, and I think a couple of these freshmen that we're seeing, like Callan, and maybe even Ty Measles and people like that, I think we're going to see them all make a big impact this season.
Absolutely. They're showing plenty of veracity as we see Luke Tyson, although he was unable to stop the layup, really went up with a lot of energy there. We see Jack Pocket carrying it. Passes it over to Tyson. Tyson will stop on a dime. Back over to Lewis. Lewis looking over the top. Not much there. Just going to fire one deep. That one will not fall for him, however. Fight for the ball is eventually won by Caden Mills. Rifles over pass a little bit ahead of his target. Now we will see a deep three from William Holland. William Holland, that is what was one of his talents, especially when he was on the team as an Eagle, just that ability to create those deep shots.
And we saw the Jamal Murray three-point celebration from him afterwards. He's excited.
I don't blame him. It looks like he'll get another chance to make another one happen. This time it won't go for him. Oh, Lewis makes one dive for it, but just snatches it away and says, not today. Working down low, floats over the top, and puts the money in the bag. Lewis coming out strong in the second quarter.
Now, one of Garen's strong suits is his inside floater, so if he can keep that going, then he can score from anywhere on the floor.
Lewis is tangled up with Holland, as looks as if we'll see some substitutions in a moment as Holland commits the foul. And we see a few substitutions, including for the Eagles. That's Ransom Lowry back into the game, another one of our seniors. Lots of experience on this Eagles team, as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast. 6 seniors. Lewis now, 2 men in his face, gonna back up a little bit. Sullivan now, looking around. Passes underneath, that pass won't go, as Mills will take it. Lowry nearly got a piece of that from behind. Shot is up from 3 on that left side. Will bounce that one again, and there I was talking about. Ty Measles gets the rebound. Such a young player, but is going to have an immediate impact for this team. Lewis over the top with another 3. This one won't go. Fight for the ball, and that will stay Eagles ball after it rolls off the hands of the Alumni. So we'll see an inbounds here from the Eagles. Eagles going to spread out, finds his man, it's Lowry. Now Pocket starts back up. Holland nearly got a piece of that, I think he might have. And that will turn into Alumni ball. If you're just showing us 5 minutes, 12 seconds left in this second quarter. As you can see, it is a 4-point game. But Eagles hanging in there despite the veracity being shown by this Alumni team. But at the end of the day, as we mentioned, this is just a fun game to enjoy.
That's right. They're just here to have fun. They're not here to treat it like it's a championship game. They're just here to get some reps in, have some fun with it, and play good basketball.
Mills' shot from deep is gorgeous and goes for him. And what a shot that was. I just have to reiterate. Mills, with the contest in his face, makes it happen. Now we see some action on the other side of the ball for the Eagles. Looking around, down 7, need to find something on offense. Pass underneath. They've got some quick and decisive passes, but those are not quick and decisive enough as the Alumni take over. Back and forth, the passes go. Shot is up. 3 is no good. Eagles will take over. And now they're moving quickly. Lowry down low. Oh, and it just doesn't go for him. Mills' defense too strong. Look at him go. He is rocking and rolling. Caden Mills is just proven to be a force for the Alumni.
And Mills, known as one of the greatest players in Van Buren history, he is showing it here with his intense effort. He is not letting up on the Eagles.
As we see, he took a jab at Scoggins there, trying to poke that ball free. Scoggins stops on a dime, trying to look around. Has to reset as Lowry will pass it back over to him. They'll take a chance to reset the ball as Pocket now will take the 3. That one will just rattle out for him, but Sullivan fights down low. Nice play from Kason Sullivan. He's one of the guys that I've looked at over the years. you know, I feel like this is really his chance as a senior to make that impact, be a breakout star on both sides of the ball.
He has been working year in and year out to become
Holland
a better
makes
player.
the three there. Excuse me. Holland with another gorgeous three. Pocket now working. 2 defenders in the area. Scoggins will pass it back to him. Decides to pass it into Lowry, who has the open, but just will not go. Seeing a slowdown on offense here. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And we are going to see a timeout, I do believe, as the teams will talk it over. And one thing I do want to point out, it appears as if former player John Allen from 2 years ago is currently heading up this team, is taking a leadership role for the alumni team.
John Allen, the only player to cross me up.
One thing I do want to point out, and I was going to save it for later in the broadcast, but if you have looked at the sideline for the Eagles, you might notice Coach Sullivan is wearing a jersey, and we did see last year where he hopped into the game at some point, so he might hop into the game himself. Speaking of which, look, it's like I called it, because there he goes, walking out of the court. Coach Sullivan changes sides. He goes from coach to player, and he's going to try to show his own players how it's done.
We've got plenty of Sullivans on the floor right now, I can see.
Well, this is an incredible story that we wanted to talk about throughout the game. As you mentioned just a second ago, 4 generations of Sullivans, all in the same area too, and look at that. They're guarding each other up. Coach Sullivan on his son, Kaysen, and then Wayne Sullivan on his grandson, Callan. What a story this is. Let's see what can happen here. Coach Sullivan passes underneath. Barry Austin now. Pass it out. Wayne Sullivan now passes it. Wayne Sullivan serving against Blair. He's going to shoot it up, and it won't go for him. But nice effort there. I'm loving it. Look at him go. He's playing in pants. He doesn't care. Tyson from the corner. Won't go. Rebound now bounces off the head of Wayne Sullivan. Lowry will take the three. Won't go. Now, Eagles will just continue to try to apply pressure again and again. Can't find the shot they need. But what a story this is. I just have to keep bringing it up, as you mentioned. 4 generations, not 4 generations, 3 generations, 4 players on the court for the Eagles. That's got to mean a lot.
It absolutely does. We are seeing generation upon generation cross each other. It's once in a lifetime, only on the Eagle Network.
Exactly. I mean, this is just, you wouldn't get any of this in any other type of game. That's why we love our alumni games. Just a great opportunity to have some fun with our game of basketball here. I mean, you get stories like this. You'd never get to see 3 generations playing on the same side. Sullivan going against his grandfather, won't go for him, as the Alumni will take over just over 2 minutes now. Looking to try and extend their lead. Passes over to Wayne. Wayne looking around, doesn't see much, pass it over to Austin. Austin now has to get rid of it. They need some motion here, fighting for the ball is Scoggins, but not able to make it happen. They have a chance, and he goes down hard. Tough play, as they'll kick it out. Coach Sullivan now, and he will travel, and his players are loving it. That's how you know you have good team chemistry, when your own players are making fun of you.
He's going to be hearing about that one for a while, I have the feeling.
He'll be hearing about it until he starts crossing them up in a second. That's one thing I would love to see, is to see Coach go against his own players and make it happen. As we see Lewis drain another 3. Garen Lewis just cannot be stopped beyond the arc. We'll see the Alumni team now with only a 5-point lead. Passes it over to Wayne Sullivan. Everyone's chanting, shoot it, but he stays humble, looking around. This time he will shoot it, and it nearly goes just off to the left, fighting for the ball. You gotta love to see it.
I think this whole crowd wants a Wayne Sullivan 3-pointer.
I know I do, because that would be just incredible. What a story it is for him to be playing on the court right now, just willing to go out there and make that effort. Passes deep, goes over the top of Coach Sullivan's head, fighting for the ball. His own son fights for it, manages to poke it free. Now it's Sullivan. Sullivan against Sullivan, goes over the top and makes it happen. And it looks as if the younger generation will prevail for now, but we will see if Wayne and Dustin will make the comeback here. No look pass does not go his way. Fight for the ball. It is one. Barry Austin looking underneath, passes back out. Chance going over the top. Crashes down hard once again. Hope he's all right as we see Callan Sullivan go down low and get the points.
We're seeing some great play from Callan here on the rest of his family. This is going to be a Thanksgiving and Christmas topic.
Absolutely. You know it's going to be awkward on the dinner table after the youngest of your of the generations goes up and makes a fool out of everybody else. Few substitutions now. See a few swaps. Wayne still stays in the game as we see Coach Sullivan now has returned to the sidelines, however. He's swapped sides once again. 30 seconds left on the clock in this second half. Wayne Sullivan looking around again. Mills now decisive underneath and he dunks it. Wow. What a play.
Hello.
Gorgeous from Caden Mills. 10 seconds on the clock. Sullivan looking around. Lewis now has to back out of the pressure. Looking around. Ball nearly poked free. Gonna shoot over the top. Rolls free. And just no time left on the clock. But what a way to end this second quarter with an incredible dunk from Caden Mills. Your score, 27-30 on the Eagle Network. Tennessee, where we have your Van Buren County Eagles playing the Alumni Eagles. Currently, we're about to start the second half. It is 30-27 in favor of those Alumni Eagles. And we saw a lot in the first half, Andre. We saw a generational battle between the Sullivans. We saw plenty of action, plenty of threes from both sides of the court. What impressed you the most throughout that first half?
I think the most impressive things from both sides, I think Caden Mills really showed his own tonight so far. He was really just impacting both sides of the ball. Garen Lewis has been very clutch when it matters. He's been hitting the right shots. And there we see Caden Mills again.
You immediately mentioned Caden Mills, and it's like he knew his name was called because he immediately goes down and gets the first points of the second half. Let's see how the Eagles can respond down 5. Lewis moving left side, shot is up, will roll off the front, rebounded by the Alumni. Here comes Canyon Frady. Shot is up from William Holland, passes back over, looking around now. Caden Mills surrounded by 2 defenders, gets underneath, and the foul is called, but nice job there at least to attempt to block it. You're gonna want that aggression on defense with a little bit of touch throughout the season. So first foul of the second half here, committed by the Eagles. Here we go, shot is up. First free throw will fall. Let's see on the second here. Like I said, some familiar faces here, including Canyon Frady, who I want to highlight. Another one of those players who graduated last year who made a big impact, especially beyond the arc for the Eagles. And now he's joined the Alumni side. Here we go. Lewis looking around. Not much. Head fakes, looks over to Lowry. Now back over, Scoggins, searching. Very strong defense here from the Alumni. Tyson gonna square up, not gonna go for him. And Mills will clear out the traffic, look around, and they will restart on offense. Holland now looking around, rifles one with one hand, it's blocked. Bass passes it over to Scoggins. Scoggins going up. Nice play from Scoggins there.
He got past Caden Mills. I was expecting a huge slot there.
Just stays composed and goes down there and finds his layup. Frady gonna take the shot, and that is a clean shot from Canyon Frady. As we talked about, from beyond the arc, had a big impact last year. Here's Lewis. Lewis rifling it over to Tyson. Tyson finds Lewis once again, deep 3, and Lewis gets his first 3 of this second half. That is his 4th 3 in this game, Andre.
And what a perfect battle it is. Last year, Garen Lewis hit 76 threes, while Canyon Frady hit 75. So we're seeing the battle here that we saw last year.
Brilliant insight there. It is a battle between 2 generations of teams here. We will see who prevails. Lewis now surrounded, looking around. 2 defenders step up. They'll have to pass it over. Lewis clears out. Now he'll take it on the left side of the court. Has to restart the offense at the top of the key. Scoggins gonna take a deep 3. Shot is up, won't go. Ball bounces off, and Mills will take over now. Mills tries to find that lane, no look pass, and looks as if they were gonna attempt a 3, decided against it. Frady once again with that 3 attempt, and it looks like now this 3 battle may go in Lewis's favor. Here we go now. Tyson passes it in. What a pass. And despite missing the execution there, nice court vision there from Tyson. You talked about him being one of your standouts from the game.
He's shown me that he can do any and everything that a team would need from him to do. And he is showing hustle and heart tonight.
Fight for the ball. Tyson, and it appears as if they're going to call him out of bounds, but what confidence to fight 2-on-1 and nearly hold on to that ball for his team. Already 3 minutes into this 3rd quarter.
We saw some great sportsmanship there from Caden Mills there. Holds up Luke Tyson and his teammate Canyon Frady.
And that pass will go sailing out, and they were unable to corral it. Stevens unable to corral it, that is, as Lewis and his squad will take over. Taking his time surveying the court. 3 defenders down low, 2 up top for the Alumni. As Lewis will take it on that left side of the court, will sail off to the left side, And they're going to call that out of bounds despite the efforts from Tyson and Lowry. Substitution now, it'll be a newcomer to the game for this year. It's Slade DeLong, the sophomore. Excuse me, the junior.
Something I'm really noticing from this Eagles team is they already have some good chemistry developed. You can tell these guys are friends and they want to play together and make the right plays during this game.
Foul is called as they will head to the line. Second foul committed already by the Eagles in the second half and in this third quarter. So they will head to the line to extend their lead, 5-point lead that they started off with in this half. We'll see if they can extend upon it here. First one will go off the back. Substitution made. And, you know, one thing that really shocked me was how much we've seen of Barry Austin. He has been a really standout for the Alumni team, continuing to be a presence down low.
He's making his impact known here for sure.
Second shot is up from the line. Won't go. Rebounded by Lowry. Lewis now will take it. He'll just square up from downtown and make it fifth. Excuse me, no, that was Scoggins, I believe. Was it Scoggins or Lewis?
I believe that was Lewis.
I believe that was Lewis. I got a little bit confused because of the PA. But that was Lewis's fifth three of the game. I mean, that is just incredible. He is going to be the shining star for this Eagles offense.
He is completely unstoppable when he gets going. He is hitting any and everything he takes.
Slade DeLong there, unable to make the three after the pass from Lewis. Lawson now, class of 2023 graduate. Austin will take it, now pass it over. Way over, pass is tipped. Frady will take advantage of the chaos, but unable to complete it. Lawson will fight down low, fighting for every inch of the court. Fighting through again, Lawson unable to make it happen, but they continue to get offensive rebounds, and they tip it in.
What effort on the offensive end. How many offensive rebounds did we see there? I think I lost count.
It was in the very least 4 or 5, possibly more. I mean, they just continue to find ways to hold on to the ball. Very impressive.
That is just pure hustle. As I said before, you cannot teach that.
Absolutely. Lewis now passes it over to Lowry. Lowry going to square up from three, and that is a clean swish. You know, I talked about it a little bit of what I saw in the play days that the Eagles held here in Van Buren County. Lowry surprised me from beyond the arc. He was showing a lot of talent, a lot of flash that I didn't see last year from beyond the arc.
We love to see that.
Here we go. Lewis now taking it down the court after the shot made by the Alumni. Looking around. Not much there. Has to get some movement going. Finds one man. It's Lowry. Lowry not going to pass it over. Quick, decisive, back and forth passes underneath. Mooneyham stays disciplined, but the ball is tipped, and they're going to have to restart from the top. Lewis will take his time. Surveying the court, just going to take another three, and nearly just short. He could have made his 6th three of the night. What a story that would have been. Still a very impressive night for the young man.
Indeed it is. He is showing his range.
Ball will go out for the Alumni. Eagles will take over once again. Only a 3-point game now. The story of this game, similar to the girls' game earlier this night, is that the Alumni continue to try and pull away, but every time the Eagles just claw their way back in this game with their decisive action and their physicality just continuing. Their endurance is lasting, and they will not give up. Scoggins now, top of the key, looking around, not much there. Rifles a pass, it's blocked. Fight for it is taken by the Alumni now. Now they're moving to the left side of the court. Underneath, Mills loops it back out to McCoy. Loses the ball, unable to corral it. But I'm liking this all-around effort I'm seeing on defense from the Eagles. The Eagles just continue to show that all-around effort on defense, Andre.
That's right. They are absolutely showing everything. They are putting everything on the floor right now.
Feels as if that's a lot of the reason they're staying in the game. And as we saw there, Scoggins makes the steal. What a play from him. Lewis nearly thinks about making the three, but stays disciplined. Fight for the ball.
Look at that hustle.
What action we are seeing here Both teams want to win it badly, as we saw in the girls' alumni game. We talking about it, even though these are friendly games between the Alumni and our hometown team, that does not mean that both teams are not fighting for every inch of the court. They continue to show that presence.
That is absolutely right. They are doing everything they can to win this game. This may be a fun game, but it is also competitive and aggressive, as we see from Caden Mills right there.
Caden Mills going down low, fierce down low, and finds his shot, gets fouled, will head to the line to make it a 3-point play and extend this lead to 6. Not much has changed in terms of the point differential on the scoreboard, but we've seen a lot of stories unfold in this third quarter that is coming to a close. One thing I do want to point out is that we have seen a very clean defensive quarter from the Alumni team, not a single foul committed compared to the Eagles' 3.
Sometimes those fouls can be a big differential. Free throws, getting the ball back, that's all very important in these games.
Fight for the ball does not change the possession, as the Alumni will hold on to it. Lowry was down there to fight for it. Here we go. Lewis will now check it in. Swapping out between Bass and Lowry. Bass was one of those newcomers that we talked about. Senior with a lot of length and a lot of physicality that can make a big difference. Let's see what he does here as he re-enters the game. Lewis now will take it. Swings around. 2 men guarding up top. He's going to clear him out, and he's going to make another 3. Oh, my goodness. I don't even believe that is his 6th 3 of the night.
Is that Garen Lewis or prime Trey Young? I'm not sure what we're seeing here.
I mean, this is incredible offensive performance here. Holland says
right back.
Holland's going to answer with his own 3. He says, I've had enough of this. I'm going to make something happen on my own.
We have a battle here.
This is what we saw earlier. These two were wanting to square off between each other, whether it was between Lewis and Holland or Lewis and Frady. It seems like he's always in a 3-point fight to see who will come out on top.
I think these teams are just competing to see who can gain the momentum before the quarter's end, to have that momentum shift back into the fourth quarter. Look at that.
Lewis, another 3 attempt. This one won't fall, but great idea there. He knows he's hot, and he's saying, well, if I'm hot, I'm going to shoot. So the Alumni will take over 12.7 seconds. Like I mentioned, point differential, sets at 5, as it did at the start of this half. But a lot has transpired. Both teams continuing to change up their approaches. We'll see who will come out on top. 6 seconds left in this third quarter. Eagles have to move quickly. They're going to roll the ball down the court, but an approaching player causes them to have to quickly make action. Lewis just going to chuck one. Oh, my goodness. Garen Lewis.
He's got ice in his veins like a snowman.
Garen Lewis, the absolute menace. 7 threes in just 3 quarters, and you won't believe this. He had 4 threes in 1 quarter. I mean, that is just incredible for a high school player to have that composure to continue to knock them down over and over. He is one of the main reasons they continue to be in this game.
That just said, for you people at home, that is 12 points. Do the quick math. 12 out of the 44 points were from Garen Lewis 3s in that quarter. Think about that for a minute.
And I'll be honest, I don't even know if I've kept track properly. He's made those 7 threes that we've talked about, and then he's also got another 2 on himself, and he might have more that I haven't spotted. That is 23 points overall. He has more than half of the points for the Eagles, and that's just the ones that I've counted. I may have missed a few. So, I mean, he has just really been, as we talked about with Coach Sullivan pregame, he mentioned Garen Lewis and Eli Scoggins. Those are your go-to guys. The offense runs through them, and everyone else cleans up underneath.
This season is about to be new sanity.
That is one way of putting it, because, I mean, with the offensive production that the Eagles are finding beyond the arc, it seems like it could very well end up like something like Lynn's sanity. We will see here if the Eagles can continue to capitalize on the success in this quarter and see if that will transfer into the rest of the season. One more quarter of action here. 8 minutes to go, 46-44. Here we go. Lewis will start off at the top of the key. Quickly tries to find his man. It's Sullivan, but that ball is deflected. Mills takes it over. Pass intended for another man taken. Mills says, I will take that, thank you. Lewis now lofts the pass over to Scoggins, who will start out the offense for the Eagles. Search around, calls for a motion, and dumps it off to Sullivan. Looking around, it's Walker. First time in the game for Dakota Walker. Lewis looping around the outside of the court. Walker loops it over to himself to Scoggins. Scoggins goes up. Scoggins, oh my goodness, what effort. This is something I've seen from Scoggins. We saw it in the play day as well, which was not broadcasted, but he has just really transformed himself over the offseason. He was always a good player beyond the arc and everywhere else, but he has really added some versatility down low and through the midcourt.
Back-to-back athletic plays from Mills and Scoggins. This game is getting intense.
Scoggins now looking around, just keeps it, lofts one over. Sullivan thinks about the three, decides against it. Scoggins fakes over, gets some help from Lewis, goes underneath, lays it up, unable to get it. Fight for the ball is won by Mills. Now we see Alumni walking slowly, just trying to save some of their energy, clear out and try to find the best strategy. Getting some help here, getting some screens. Screens are effective in clearing out a little bit of room, but now 3 Eagles defenders collapse on that left side of the court. Foul is called on the Eagles.
And I'd like to take one moment to point out that last season, Eli Scoggins shot 56% on two-pointers, 41% from the three-point line, 78% from the free-throw line. His efficiency was already great, and it's looking like it's going to be out of this world this season.
Alumni just chuck a 3 there with the open room, but it does not go. Just a little bit too deep to be in their range. Lewis now passes it over. Scoggins continues to fake it. Now lost one back over to Lewis. 2 men collapse down on Lewis. They're really focusing on him, trying to limit his production. And foul is called. I mean, they are just all over Lewis. And timeout is called at the same time. Both teams will take a second to take their breath. I think what's happening during this timeout right now, and I know that everyone here is probably noticing it, but I believe that Coach Sullivan is taking a moment to say, okay, they're double teaming Garrett. They've noticed that all his production. They're saying, all right, it's time to shut it down. So they're thinking, all right, how do we capitalize on this? How do you think the Eagles are gonna capitalize here, Andre?
Well, I think the offense is clicking. So the biggest thing is to keep that going, and it's pretty hard to stop the size differential from the Alumni. The Alumni definitely have some of the taller players, but if they keep the hustle on defense and try to force them to take bad shots and continue the offensive groove they're in, I think this could be a pretty intense game continuing, and I think the Eagles can eventually pull off the victory.
And I love what you mentioned about that size difference here, because I think that'll mean a lot for this. With them playing so heavily on Lewis, I think that the Eagles' best strategy is to try to play that fastball. As we just saw there, I was just going to talk about it. Walker makes the 3. Eagles capitalize by using that fastball, just quick, decisive passes around the court. I mean, if you have 2 men who are focusing solely on Lewis, it's going to be hard to keep your eye on everybody else.
But what can you do about baskets like that? I mean, really, this is insanity.
I mean, absolutely beautiful from Mills. I mean, how many and one opportunities has he had tonight? It feels like so many, because he keeps getting down low, and their only option is to try and go and foul him, and that's not even working.
It's not a bad strategy to try to foul him, but when he just is overpowering everyone, it's so difficult to keep that lead.
Eagles take over now. Lewis looking around. Lawson steps up against him, playing harsh defense. Lewis tries to get free of his man. Can't find much. Quick pass goes underneath Scoggins. That mistake will let the Alumni take over. 1-point game, just over 5 minutes left. Things are getting intense in here in Spencer, Tennessee. Lawson lofts it over the top to Mills. Mills has 2 men on him. And underneath, Lawson just barely rolls out. But now we're starting to see something on the opposite side of the court. The Eagles are starting to double team Mills a little bit more, and that's leading to some opportunities. Shot won't go from Sullivan.
That's not a bad shot, though. That's a great shot. So you can't blame him. Sometimes you just whiff.
Absolutely. And when you have the composure like him as a freshman to go up and take those shots, you got to be impressed no matter what. And Eagles will maintain the ball.
A little bit of miscommunication.
As we'll see a substitution here, Lowry coming in for Bass. That's one of the things that I think will help out the Eagles so much this year. I talked about earlier in the broadcast, Eagles just have so much depth throughout their squad. I mean, 5 seniors, 6 juniors. They have so much depth. They can continue to rotate players in and out and continue applying pressure on all sides of the court. Shot is up, no good from Brady. But Coy will now take a 3. That one will also bounce off. Rebound by Scoggins. Scoggins now fighting against Mills. Gets through Mills. Now has a chance. Going underneath. Spins out. Oh, wow. Eli Scoggins.
What a move. He is really showing his moves here.
And the Alumni will take a timeout. Time to regroup. You know, if you're the Alumni, you're going to be thinking, okay, so we clamp down on Lewis, but then Eli just comes around. Eli Scoggins just comes around, and he does his side of it. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more that conversation with Coach Sullivan just rings true and true. I mean, he mentioned to us, we talked about how they said the offense ran through those, but what did he mention? Coach Sullivan mentioned that when you clamp down on one, that's going to open up opportunities for the other.
That's absolutely right, and it's proving very true here. Every time that a team begins to focus on Guerin or Eli, the other one gets hot. And then as soon as the other one loses that streak, then the rest of the team gets hot. It is an insane battle to try to stop them.
Let's see if the Alumni have any answers. They've stayed in this game with their physicality and their experience so far, but we'll see if it'll last. Lawson takes the ball underneath that contested ball and thrown quickly. Just desperation heave from Scoggins does not go his way. Excuse me, does go his way as it'll bounce off an Alumni player. Eagles take over. Lewis searching the court. Lawson once again. Coach Sullivan calling for some motion. None yet. Now we're seeing a little bit more. Scoggins fighting underneath. And there's plenty of room for Luke Tyson, who says, hello, 3.
That's beautiful. That is exactly what I was talking about with Tyson. He is doing everything you want him to on the floor tonight.
Gorgeous execution here from the Eagles on all sides of the offensive ball. Let's see if they can clamp down on defense. Mills is just so physical underneath, keeps fighting for his own rebound. And foul is called. I mean, how do you stop this guy? He's got the length, he's got the physicality, he's got the touch down low. I mean, how do you game plan for that?
There's honestly nothing you can do. The double team is about the smartest thing for them. Just hope that the rest of the team doesn't get hot. Simple as that.
Simple as that sometimes. Alumni hold on to the ball. As we will see. And I believe, yep, that will cause them to head to the line. And we will see if they, and I just realized that's how quickly this game can change. The Alumni are down, and I didn't even realize it. I mean, goes to show you how quickly this game has changed as both teams continue to fight.
Well, that's just the beauty of basketball right there. Game of runs, as I always say.
Eagles, after being down for most of this game, now have a lead with 3 minutes left, 54-50. One thing they have to watch, though, they have 4 fouls, and with those new foul rules, as we mentioned, after 5, you have bonus territory. It's 2 shots at the line, and you got to watch that. You don't want to give them extra points. Here we go. Eagles operating. Scoggins in control of the ball. Thinks about dumping off to Lewis. He does. Lewis now looking around, trying to operate on Lawson. Scoggins now has the room. Scoggins will square up. Scoggins will score.
Gorgeous play right there. The fakes are working for the Eagles.
That is his 8th point of the 4th quarter. I mean, Scoggins is just on a tear right now. Corner does not go for Lawson as they'll loft it up. That won't go, and it'll stay Alumni ball. But man, we're talking about it. Scoggins now, like I mentioned, 8 points in this 4th quarter. There's just nothing that the Alumni can do. I keep bringing up these same points, but it's just they're so prominent because Lewis will get hot, and then Scoggins will get hot. This is going to be it's been a dynamic duo for the Eagles for the past two seasons, and it continues to be a dynamic into this year.
We're going to have to find a name for it.
Eagles leading by 6, just over 2.5 minutes. We will see who will prevail in a tight game throughout. But regardless of the result, it has been a fun game, and it has been a learning opportunity, yet another learning opportunity for the Eagles to get ready for this season.
And I think the game plan that Coach Sullivan had planned from the start is seeming like it was the right decision, running through Guerin and Eli. It's going to get wins.
Here we go now. Alumni trying to answer the call. Shot from the corner, lays it up, just rattles out. Fight for the ball. And it is called on the Eagles. So now that is yet another foul. And the Alumni will be headed to the line. That is their 5th foul, bonus territory. So now they'll be getting multiple trips to the line. And that could spell doom for these Eagles. You want to prevent them from getting those extra opportunities.
That's the one thing I feel like that should be the number one thing that these Eagles work on is avoiding fouling. That has been a big killer in this game, but it's so hard with the size difference. 2 points
go in the way of the Alumni there. 4 points down as Tyson will try to maintain this lead. Over to Lowry. Shot is up. Lowry makes his second 3 of the game. It's a 3 barrage in Spencer. Lofts it over in the corner. Nearly makes Lewis miss. They get the pick. Looking around. Not much open. Mills will take it in the middle of 5 defenders. Underneath. Ball is rejected. And the Eagles will take over. And now it is becoming desperation mode for the Alumni. Down 7 under 2 minutes.
I'll tell you what, these Eagles right now, we're seeing more 3-pointers than Chance the Rapper has on his hats. This is insanity.
Here we go. Lewis looking around. Looks like they're just going to slow down the tempo, try to take time off the clock. Alumni not doing much right now. Remember, no shot clock in this high school, so Alumni have to operate, have to do something. Now the Eagles looking around. Lewis trying to make something happen. Just going to continue holding the ball, and foul is called. So that is the 2nd foul of this quarter for the Alumni team. 1:25 on the clock. Tyson will throw it in. And timeout is called by Sullivan. He'll take a chance. And this is what we're talking about with Coach Sapp. Same thing applies for Sullivan. He's a winner. And regardless of the score, regardless of the circumstances, this may be a friendly game. But he wants to execute with perfection and make sure that his team is guaranteed victory.
That's absolutely right. That's what we want to see out of our coaches. We want to see aggression. We want to see never letting up, never giving up. No matter what, we are going to continue to try to win this game, even if we have a 7-point lead with only a minute left. You keep on the gas.
Never back down, never give up is the mentality of the Eagles right now. They will continue to fight, and that is the mentality that you want to see if you want a chance of making a deep postseason run. With so many experienced players on the roster, you really want that opportunity.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up. Here we go. Eagles now, under a minute 30. Lewis is swarmed. Alumni playing with physicality. Now here's their chance. Gonna lay it up. Now it is a 5-point game under just over 1 minute. And the Alumni pressing on all sides of the court. Here we go. That's gonna open up some opportunities down low. Sullivan, Callan Sullivan, the youngest of the Sullivans, will make it happen. And we will have a brief timeout for a little bit of a skirmish on the court, a little bit of a tangling on the court. He'll get up under his own power. Great to see there. Hate to see in a friendly game like this any injuries. Great to see. Get up and continue going with it. So now a little brief timeout as we have just over a minute. Alumni will take over. Here we go. Alumni trying to lead their last charge. Before the little tangling there, we saw a brilliant shot from Callan Sullivan, able to execute despite the pressure. Mills will go up and fight through once again. I mean, how many times has he done that? How many times have we seen that same script?
Feels like a million. He wants extra gravy on his mashed potatoes. That's what I'm telling you right now.
I mean, Mills just continues to fight through the contact down low. No matter how many times they foul him, he always seems to lay the ball in the basket and makes it happen. So here we go. Mills will head to the line again to make it a 4-point game. 58.2 reads the clock. Mills lays it up. Won't go for him. Still a 5-point game. Scoggins looking around, trying to get through. Mills is in his way. Eagles have to get across half court. And foul is called. And Coach Sullivan is fired up. Regardless of the circumstances, as we mentioned, he wants his players to be executing like it's the state championship.
He is putting the pressure on them. He wants to make sure that they are ready for intense games.
Here we go, looking around, Lewis. Foul once again, and it looks as if the Alumni are forced to resort to foul them until they get to the line and hope they miss their shots. Good thing for the Eagles, though. They have been quite good at executing their shots over the years. Let's see if they continue that there.
That's right. They just fouled Eli Scoggins. They want to be careful there. He hit 78% last season.
Incredible at the line is Eli Scoggins. Here we go. Lewis now running down the court. Unable to escape the foul, though. That will be the 5th, as that will mean that Lewis will head to the line under the new rules.
And Lewis not much worse, 76% last season.
So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place there with the players that you're fouling, because when they throw it into a guy like Lewis or Scoggins and you take the foul, you take the risk of them nailing their shots, as Lewis did just there.
It's automatic points. It's automatic points for Lewis and Scoggins.
So 6-point game now. Let's see if Garen Lewis can make it 7. And barring any crazy 3-point fouls, that would make it a 3-possession game. So Alumni, barring a miracle, have to score 3 times in under a minute. Mills gets that started there with a nice layup down low. Timeout is called, just under 40 seconds now. Pace of the game's really slowed down. Both teams playing methodically, playing with precision, trying to end up this game in their favor.
It is so intense. You can feel the energy in the gym.
We all know that something could happen at any moment, especially with, it's just built into the Van Buren County spirit to play with that veracity, play with that spirit. We've seen it throughout both games tonight. No team wants to lose. No team wants to give an inch, whether it's a player that's been playing on the team for 4 years or an alumni that's been off the team for 40. Everyone feels that passion, has that energy, and that's what you love to see with these alumni games.
That's absolutely right. You're seeing energy from both sides.
So here we go. Both teams sit back out for your Eagles. You got Sullivan, Scoggins, Lowry, Lewis, and Tyson going back out. Tyson will throw it in under heavy pressure. Alumni not giving them an inch on the court. Not much open for Tyson. Finally gets rid of it to Scoggins, and he will get fouled heading to the line. And this will slow down the pace of the game significantly, as the Alumni just have to hope that there's a shot missed. But once again, as you mentioned, guess who they fouled?
Yeah, Eli Scoggins. You don't miss those very often.
Does not miss his free throws, as you mentioned. What did you say it was, 78% he makes?
77.8%.
I mean, that's, you're betting on something that's not very likely to happen there. He's at least going to make one of these, probably both of them. Not much chance left. The Alumni might be in desperation mode. First shot sinks in, makes it a 6-point game once again. Mooneyham will substitute in for Tyson.
He can make it a 3-possession game here. That would all but end the comeback hopes for the Alumni.
Many substitutions now, a little bit of confusion on the court. They'll swap around a little bit, trying to find their best loadout. If you notice something, all the players that just swapped in for the Alumni, very tall. It's very clear they're going to fight for that rebound. And look at Holland on the other side of the court. It looks like they're ready to give Holland that 3. They have Lewis down there to protect, though. So let's see how this goes for Scoggins. Scoggins' shot is up. Will sink through. 7-point game, and that'll all but do it. Alumni have to act in desperation to make anything happen. Mills looks over, finds a man, finds a corner. Shot is up. 3 is no good. And the Eagles have possession at a 7-point lead. with just under 30 seconds on the clock. I mean, this should all but do it.
I agree. I think this is about it. There would have to be a miracle for the Alumni to come back in this one.
So we will see Scoggins once again head to the line. Seems like every time in this fourth quarter someone's heading to the line for the Eagles, it's been Scoggins. As we continue to mention, that is not somebody you want on the line if you're the Alumni. First one will go in. Let's see about the second here to make it a, yes, that would be a 9-point game. Will not go for him though, so still 8-point game. Ball's tipped out, 25 seconds on the dot. So it's just a game of ticking clocks now as the Alumni have to save time. They're moving quickly. Tries to find a three in the corner, and it's Holland. Holland's shot is up. Holland's shot will not fall out. Lewis running free, trying not to get fouled. He's playing, it's like he's playing hide and seek or tag out here. He's just on the playground, just running around like a desperate man, and will escape, and that will do it. What an effort from your Van Buren County Eagles. They will take it. Thank you for watching this broadcast. Your Eagles come away with a 67-59 win. Thank you so much. Tonight's broadcast is archived and streaming on YouTube, and you can find tonight's archived broadcast by searching at VBHS Eagle Network on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kane, and this is Andre. Thank you for watching Van Buren County Basketball.